What's up guys, Toy Bro back again for another review, and today we're taking a look at a line I have not reviewed in any capacity yet. The Walmart exclusive 3 3/4 inch super articulated Black Series figures from Hasbro. Now this is supposedly the last wave that's going to be Walmart exclusive, which is pretty awesome because the distribution on those is just abysmal for the most part. These figures in particular are not supposed to be out until November 1st, yet they're popping up all over. So I was able to snag a full wave. We've got the Executioner, we've got Praetorian Guard, we've got Jedi Master Luke, and we've got Rose back there. These are the same style boxes that we get with the 6-inch line. They're just smaller. So they're red and black with some artwork on the front, character in the window. They don't have numbers. That artwork's on the back with a little bit of a write-up for each figure. So let's pull these guys out and take a closer look. All right, so here's our set out of the packaging, and I gotta say, despite having this entire series, so I have all of the Walmart exclusive 3 3/4 inch figures, I've never opened a full wave. The only one I've ever opened is an Ahsoka, so my wife could have one on her desk. And it's mostly because I didn't really know what to do with them. I don't have a lot of 3 3/4 inch out of the package. And, you know, I figure why not open these now? I'm probably going to open the rest of them, but I'm doing this for you, the viewer, so you guys can see what Hasbro has put out here. And I gotta say, for the most part, I'm pretty pleased with one figure in particular, and you might imagine what that could be. But we're going to go over articulation and paint and sculpt. Articulation on these is mostly the same throughout, so I'm just going to use one as an example just to give you an idea of what these figures have that the other 5 POA, well, sort of 5 POA figures don't have, and then we'll take a look at each figure individually to look at paint, sculpt, all that stuff. So I'm going to move these three out of the way, and we're going to take a look at the Praetorian Guard first. All right, so here is our guard, and I gotta say, I'm really curious about the naming behind these guys. Praetorian Guard really strikes me as odd because that is an inherently Roman thing in terms of just history. So it's weird that they chose that name for these guys. I'm almost curious if it's ever going to be uttered in the film. I seriously doubt it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's take a look at articulation. And like I said, I'm using this guy as a bit of a guide for the figures in general. We've got rotation at the head, up and down tilt as well. Not much, but it's there. Arms can go all the way out and up and around. Single joint at the elbow. We have a side-to-side hinge and rotation at the wrist. He has a upper diaphragm joint, which allows for back and forth, side to side. We've got a waist twist. We have got hinges at the legs that will allow him to rotate forward, and you twist them side to side all the way. So it's just a ball hinge, really. We've got a thigh cut. We have got a single joint at the knee, and then we have a hinge and rotation at the ankle. So he's pretty well loaded with articulation. You can really see the difference here between a normal 5 POA figure and this guy. As far as sculpt goes, I think they really nailed this one in particular. There is a lot going on here with that scaly kind of armor, with that really cool helmet. And then, of course, we have soft goods on here, which hang very well. There's not a lot of material here. There's not too little. There's not too much, though. So I'm overall very pleased with that. He doesn't have much paint on him, and I'm not complaining about that. He really shouldn't. He's got a little bit of red, and then he has a little black spot on the chest, like just a little square on there. And it's supposed to be there. It just looks out of place. But the most of them is cast in black plastic for the legs here, and then the rest of them is red. Now he's got this long halberd-style weapon, which has some paint on it. It's got that metallic silver paint, but it's also cast in some red plastic. I think this is a really cool weapon. I like the fact that these guys have different weapons. I've seen pointed out in a few other videos that one of the guards in particular has a red line that goes up one of his weapons. It makes the illusion that these could potentially have lightsaber emitters on the end. There is a little nub here at the bottom, maybe. I mean, there's no way they can stand up to a lightsaber if this is just a regular weapon. So I think it would be really cool if we saw these guys, you know, go toe-to-toe with Rey or something in The Last Jedi, only to find out that they are basically lightsaber wielders. So this guy is a winner for me. I'm really curious if these are unique characters or not, because they are so different from each other. They share the same base, but then we have different helmets for these guys, and they all have different weapons. So I'm kind of curious if, for that reason alone, they're not just generic troopers, but that maybe they're specific people. I don't know if it's going to get that in-depth, but that would be one explanation for why they are different. So I'm hesitant to troop build these guys because I don't want to have 2 or 3 of the same guy, basically, but we shall see. But yeah, this guy's a winner, so we're going to move on. Let's take a look at Rose now. All right, so here is Rose. We don't know a lot about her yet. She is a mechanic. That's pretty much all that I know about her anyway. And she comes with two accessories. She's got this little, I don't know what it is, little doodad. It could be a communicator. It could be a tool of some sort, maybe a spanner, some other generic Star Wars tool. And she's got the really ugly resistance style gun. I hate this thing. A couple other Black Series 6-inch figures come with it. I think it's ugly looking. It's really cumbersome. It's humongous too. It's not as sleek or cool as First Order stuff, but I guess she needs a gun. I'm not sure why. She's a mechanic. We'll see. I suppose. As far as sculpt goes, she's pretty good. She's probably my least favorite of the wave. I don't have any attachment to this character, so I really don't care either. Face is sculpted relatively okay, not a lot of paint on it, so it's not really being brought out very well. Her outfit is sculpted really well, though. There's a lot of wrinkles all over. We've got the folded down hood on the back. We've got her belt, a lot of pouches and pads and all kinds of junk all over her. So I think she looks pretty good. She's just kind of a boring character, and I'm not expecting her to be, the star of the movie or anything, so I'm not sure why we're already getting her. I expect her, well, she already is peg warming in general, at least in terms of the 5 POA figure. I imagine this one will eventually as well. She's not a bad figure. She's just boring. That's all there is to it. She does have more paint on her than the guard. She's got her little insignia up here is painted. She's got the interior of her jacket is painted. She's got some Arabesh painted on there, and then the belt is painted with some silver metallic canisters on it, as well as on the sleeve here. And then we've got some stuff on the leg here. So, she's not like I said, she's not a bad figure, but you're not going to be, dying to get this one over a Luke or a guard or an executioner. So that's pretty much all there is to her. Let's take a look at Old Man Luke now. Right now for Jedi Master Luke, we have got basically a scaled down version of the 6-inch figure. So if you've seen that, or if you've seen my review, then you kind of know what to expect. The only real difference is that he comes with his cape already tied on. I'm going to have to cut these little strings though, but it is staying on really well. I'm overall pretty pleased with how it sits on him. It actually sits a little better than the 6-inch version. So soft goods on him are relatively good enough, let me say. We've got that sculpted robo hand, which looks pretty decent, although if you look too far in there, you can kind of see that it's not fully painted on the peg that sticks in, but that's kind of a nitpicky thing. We do have some paint that runs all over his tunic, on his belt, and then of course the face. The face is sculpted pretty decently. I'm relatively pleased with it, honestly. He's got a nice sculpted head of hair. I would almost go so far as to say it's as good, if not maybe a little better than the 6-inch counterpart. He is an example of one of the differences in terms of articulation. He only has a waist twist. He doesn't have like an upper diaphragm joint like the Praetorian Guard does, but the rest of them is pretty much the exact same. So yeah, he's pretty decent. I'm relatively pleased. The only thing that would be nice, and we all know we're not getting it yet, is for him to come with an accessory. He doesn't come with his cane, the stick. He's got hand fallout action there, but he doesn't come with anything. He's just a figure, no lightsaber, because we don't know what he's using in the movie, and we still don't have any insight onto what he's going to be doing. So it's not too surprising, but still, it's just a figure. What you see here is what you get. And then the last figure we've got is the First Order Executioner, and this guy is, again, pretty much the same thing as the 6-inch version, just scaled down. So same kind of paint apps. The only real difference that I saw is that this pouch on the 6-inch figure is not painted. At least it's not on mine. Maybe that was a mistake on mine. It's painted on other First Order troopers, but not on my Executioner. And then the other difference is in the accessory. The Black Series 6-inch version, the electricity feature on it, they are like little clip-on pieces that fit onto these kind of teeth on the weapon. This is all one molded piece. I actually think it looks a little better here. It's a pretty nice piece though overall. And then of course he's got that new paint scheme with the First Order insignia on the black shoulder pads, and then the stripe that runs across the eye line to the back of the helmet. He is very close to the same as the Praetorian Guard. He has no waist twist, but he has the diaphragm joint, which gives him a wide range of motion. You can make him bob around like that if you're so inclined. But yeah, he's actually pretty cool. And I don't know, I might need another one of these guys. So overall, this is a pretty solid wave. Like I said, this is the last of the Walmart exclusive waves, unless something changes. The only figure that I really don't care about is Rose, but they have to give us what they can give us for now without being too spoilery. Praetorian Guard is the clear winner of this wave. Luke is really nice though, and then that First Order Executioner is also a very solid figure. So that, like I said, this is going to make me open the rest of my Walmart figures, which I probably should have done a long time ago. I just never did. So if anything, the fact that this makes me want to open more toys has to be a good selling point in general. So that is going to do it for this look at the Last Jedi Walmart exclusive 3 3/4 inch Black Series figures from Hasbro. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, everyone.